So who knows what will happen? Basically, she could die of cancer, but it's like, who isn't gonna die of cancer, you know? Not to be morbid, but I saw my dad die of cancer. I think I can handle my dog dying of cancer. Not like you're going to, but if you did. Hi guys, welcome to Angel's Anything Show. And today I have a very sad video update for you all. So we had to put Panda down on Wednesday, our dog Panda. That's why I'm wearing the sweater. We had to put her down on Wednesday. When we first adopted her, we knew that she had been a breeder dog. We knew she was overbred, as in by the time she was like 5, she had what we heard was 7 to 10 litters of puppies, which is like insane. And right like 2 days before we were gonna adopt her, the foster people called us to be like, she has this disease that we just found out about where she basically has all these like little masses under all of her teats, and it's called adenomas. And it's common in dogs that have been overbred and or haven't been spayed, because every year or whatever that you don't spay a female dog, like it increases their risk of like health problems, specifically like these mammary tumors. Okay. So basically right before we were gonna adopt her, the lady called to tell us this, and she's like, you know, she could live a whole full life or she could die in a month. We really don't know. At the time, all of her adenomas, little lumps, had tested negative. So at that point, we were already like obsessed with her. We're like, that's our dog, like give us the dog, like we don't care. And you know, we were like really worried. Well, I was worried for like the first month. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? But then we just kind of forgot about it because she was fine. And then at the end, so this was 2017, January 2017. And then the September of last year, you might remember when she had that big cone, like pillow thing around her neck, one of her teats, one of the lumps or whatever had grown into this big tumor. So we got that removed. And actually, I never said this but when they tested it, it tested positive for cancer. Dan and I really didn't tell anybody because like, I didn't feel like it. Like we didn't really tell many of our friends either. Cause it's just like such a bummer, and like the vet at the time was like, well, it's like, whatever, like, you don't know, could be this, could be that, which is kind of what they always say with dogs, like, she could die, but she could live. Anyway, so then that happened, and it was like, she has this, it's like a semi-aggressive type of cancer, and it may have spread already, but maybe not, and you just kind of wait and see, and maybe in like a year and a half, it'll like present problems again. We ended up switching vets because I wasn't really happy with our vet. I didn't like the office. Love the new vets that we went to, they're amazing. Anyway, when we got home from Mexico in February, the end of February, we noticed that Panda like had a slight limp, and we were like, huh, I guess it was just because she was like at doggy daycare playing with all the dogs, maybe she like ran around too much. Then the limp kept getting worse and worse. So it's like, I'm not the type that rushes to the doctor for every little thing, so I was like, give it 6 weeks, because I knew it was gonna be expensive. Give it 6 weeks, like if it's a sprain or something, like we'll just make her stop jumping on and off furniture, rest her, and then if she's still limping in like 6 weeks, we'll take her to the doctor. I don't know, that seems reasonable to me. And she was, and we did. We took her to the doctor, we took her to the new vet. This is like March now. And he was like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. Asking about her medical history, and I kind of like, I feel like subconsciously we didn't want to bring her to the vet. I mean, because we knew it was gonna be expensive, but also because, I don't know, maybe I subconsciously knew that it was like something more serious. So then he did these x-rays and stuff, and I was thinking that he was just gonna be like, yeah, it's like a sprain. But he called and he was like, it looks like bone cancer in her shoulder. And we're also seeing a mass in her lungs. And this was in March, right after I got home from that San Diego trip that I vlogged. It was so devastating, you guys, so devastating. Because it's like, you just know, like, this is the beginning of the end. Like, you know? Like, after that diagnosis, basically she started taking painkillers and stuff, and then, like, just really quickly, it got really bad where, like, within a few weeks, she just wasn't walking on that left leg. And it's not even leg, like it wasn't like the paw, like she was going like this, but it was her shoulder. And then really quickly you could see like this huge tumor like bulging out of her shoulder. And all the painkillers in the world, she wasn't gonna be walking on that leg ever again. And it was just like such a sad thing. And she's only 8, by the way. And it was such a mind fuck because what's weird is that when my dad's cancer first presented itself, even though it started in his esophagus, it like showed in his leg and he started limping and not being able to walk. So it was kind of a real mindfuck there for a second with that, because I was just like, ugh, flashing back, but whatever. So yeah, it was just really sad because, you know, we couldn't walk her anymore. She couldn't roll around in the grass anymore, and then like slowly just parts of her personality kept disappearing, you know? Once she stopped really being that excited about eating, because, I mean, all dogs love to eat, but like Panda loves to eat, we knew that it was the beginning of the end. Okay, my camera battery died and I just want to finish this video, so I'm on my cell phone now. Okay, so the last few weeks she like stopped, like start of June, you know, she stopped being super into her food and we were like mixing in rice and like giving her all this good shit. And she was like eating it but still not eating it all, and you know, she was just becoming like the world's cutest meat puppet where she would just lay around. Like, besides our like love and affection, she had no quality of life really. And I went out of town last week for work, and I kind of knew in the back of my mind that this week would probably be the week, because we're going to fish this weekend. And it's like, bitch, mommy and daddy aren't canceling fish tour. No, I'm just kidding. If she was well enough to stay with our person that's like family that she always stays with, I know that she would have taken care of her and like given her the extra care she needed, but she wasn't even in a condition to like go to be at somebody's house. Like, it wouldn't have been safe. I would have been so worried. And for what? For her to just lay there wishing that she could play with the other dogs. And also, because the tumor was like on the shoulder and she stopped using the leg, you know, the tumor like eats away like the muscle mass and the bone. And so the bone was like so frail that like a sudden wind and it would just snap. And we didn't want to wait until it was like so traumatic like that and painful for her. We wanted to do it when it was like on our time, like in a nice peaceful way where we were in control of it. And that's what we did. So we had people come to the house, which I didn't even really know that was like a thing you could do. And the whole time, like these months, I had been dreading like, having to go to a vet, and like she's nervous and it's like so sad. And like sometimes you got to do that. Shit happens, and that's fine. Like, it's not, in the end, it's like it is what it is. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, but we wanted to have the luxury to choose, and so we had these people come. They're called ARK, A-R-K. So if anybody is watching this out of the New Hampshire area, they will come to you, and they're great. So it was 2 ladies that came on Wednesday, and oh my God, the one that was like, she had like tears in her eyes. I feel like Panda's just like so cute. People are like, oh my God, it's like a stuffed animal. And also it's just sad because other than this thing, like she was fine, you know, like even though she had a mass in her lung, like it was small and it was growing pretty slowly. So it's just like a bummer because it's just like a hard decision to make. But at the same time, when you see your dog not having fun, it's not a hard decision to make, you know? So they came on Wednesday. It was so hard. Sorry, people keep texting me. They came on Wednesday and they come and like, she was just laying in her little bed, and first they like give her the shot, like a sedative to like relax her, and then she kind of like slowly falls asleep. And then like her little tongue started hanging open and her like mouth was hanging open. And we were just like petting her and stuff and like saying goodbye, and then they gave her the shot to like put her down, but she was like already asleep, and you see her like breathing, and then we saw her take her last little breath. And then they like brought in this little stretcher thing, like this little doggy stretcher, and like it was so cute, but it was so sad. It was like this like little doggy body and this little mini stretcher, and they covered her with a towel and they left. It was so sad, but it was also like a relief because we had been like worrying so much about her. But now that we're not worrying anymore and we're not like wondering and waiting, it's like you just start to remember like all of the times that you were just with your dog and she wasn't sick and she's like wagging her tail, going on walks. And then I guess that's like the hard part, the new hard part, you know? So that's it. That's what happened this week. It's been a really weird ass week. And yeah, the silver lining is that tomorrow we get to road trip to Maryland and we're gonna go see fish, which is literally the best possible distraction. But, you know, it's fucking sad. Anybody that has had a dog or a cat or a pet, I know that you understand. And I know a lot of people are feeling my pain right now. And it's like, you know, the collar and like, we kept the collar. But like one of her beds, we're keeping one of her beds, but like we're throwing one of them away, but then it's like you can kind of still smell her fur, but then it also kind of smells like poop, so it's like, just get rid of it. And like normally you're like, oh, so much dog hair, but now it's like I wear socks and I'm like, ooh, there's like panda hairs on my socks. So that's what's going on here at our house. Rest in peace, Panda. And if you're really feeling badly, then I would say, if you haven't already, consider adopting a dog or an animal at some point in your life, because I know that there's a lot of great breeders out there, but at the end of the day, a female dog who doesn't get spayed, every year that she doesn't get spayed, it's gonna fuck up her health. It's increasing her risk of having health problems, so there's like a price to pay, I guess, like, for the dogs. You know, even in the best situation, it might not work out well for the breeder dog. I don't know. Panda sacrificed her golden years for other people to have awesome puppies. So I wanted to tell you guys because, you know, I let you in on my life and you'd be like, where's Panda? Why isn't she in any of your videos anymore? So that's my story. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching as always. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Hi, welcome to Angel's Anything Show. And today I'm bringing you a Q&A with my latest addition to the family, Panda. Say hi, Panda. Say hi, Panda. Hello. Oh, don't fall. There you go. Oh, you're okay, Pandiola. Oh, Pandiola. When you want this dog.
Let's see.
And you, oh, I know you're in here. And your name is Pandiola.
How you doing, puppy?
I don't know if she likes it or not, but
she's fine.
She's tolerating it.
She's breathing. It's not too warm, right?
No, it's like the perfect temperature.
Okay.
Little kids,
Come on.
if they see it move,
Right.
yeah, they
See
can't.
how she's not sure of her footing.
Right.
She's like, see? She's not sure. There she goes. Yay. Good puppy. Good girl. Good girl. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Panda. Wanna go for a walk? Wanna go for a walk?